Welcome back to How I See It. Today, a look at stuff. The stuff I take with me when I'm out on the street photographing. Stuff that has been finely tuned and well honed over many years of plodding the pavements. First up, I love a bag. Actually, that's wrong. I love bags. There, I've said it. And I know I'm not the only one. It seems to be a thing among photographers. We all seem to own far more bags than we really need because we're constantly searching for the ultimate bag. The bag that is big enough to hold everything, yet small enough not to get in the way. It's a Cinderella thing. Not too big, not too small, waterproof, dustproof, thief-proof and secure. And most importantly, with millions of tiny little pockets, some of them secret and concealed. So I'm going to walk you through my bags, my main go-to bags, or should that be go 3 or go 4? Anyway, as a street photographer with the emphasis on travelling light, the ultimate camera bag should probably be something like the Emperor's new clothes, non-existent. I can't help feeling that the best way to shoot street is to just go out with the camera, no bag. Yet somehow I seem incapable of practicing what I preach. Why is it that when I go out, I seem to carry half my worldly possessions? So, let's take a look at the bags. My number one bag, my usual choice, is this 6-litre sling called the Rogue, made by Wandrd. No E, W-A-N-D-R-D, who knew? It's weather resistant and it's black, so it's discreet. Two things that I think are important when shooting street. It has a big opening at the top with compartments you can arrange to suit how you want to store your kit. It has a front zipped pocket where you can stash your keys. Got a nice little, I don't know what you call this, a clip on a ribbon, and anything you might need quickly really fits in there, such as lens cloths or business cards. It has a large zipper, larger zipped back pocket which could take a tablet, and there's also a small internal pocket here which is great for small bits and pieces. Again, lens wipes, painkillers, a pen, you name it. It also has adjustable straps. Underneath it are these straps here, which you can open up this bit. You could fit a tripod in here if you wanted to. So I never take one of those on the street, but it is quite useful for holding your jacket when you get too warm. And the bag has various handles on the top and on the sides, making it really simple to just grab. And it's made of this tough, weather-resistant fabric. Its back panel is a kind of air mesh, and it's padded, so it's really comfortable. You can wear it around your back. Oh dear, you can wear it around your back, honest, like this, or you can swing it round to the front, have it round your waist. It's pretty much perfect, and they're not even paying me to say so. Here's the 6, here's the 9-litre version, same bag, scaled up a bit. The 9-litre version, which I also own, is great when I'm also taking the GoPro and my wireless microphone set up to shoot video, or if I need to take an extra camera body. If I'm travelling really light, I'll take an ordinary shoulder bag, it's not a camera bag, and pop this Timber BYOB insert 9 into the bag. It just fits nicely into a small bag like that. and it's got safe pockets for bits and pieces and a little handy key strap there. It's nice and padded, and the beauty of this is that it converts any bag into a camera bag, so it's even more discreet. You're not screaming, I'm a street photographer with loads of expensive gear in my bag when you're taking that one. So those are the bags. What do I put in them? Ironically, the one thing I hardly ever put in my bag is my camera. That's because if my camera is in my bag, I'm not ready to use it. The next great street photography image will come along when you least expect it. So when my bag is packed, my camera is in my hand. All the recommendations seem to say that you should shoot with one camera, one lens, because you get used to that focal length and your pictures will benefit from it. However, I'm definitely Mr. Just in case. 9 times out of 10, I'll leave the house with a 28mm lens on my camera. Sometimes it may be the 24 or the 35, but something on the wider side of 50. But then I think, what if I want to pick out something far away or in detail? So I'll pop the 90mm into the bag. So I usually go out with another lens. Actually, I tell a lie. I'll often take the 50 to give me something halfway instead. Next up, I'll make sure I have a couple of fully charged spare batteries. I wrap the charged ones in plastic cash bags that you get from the bank. And then when I've used the battery and there's no charge left in it, I stick it back in the camera bag without the plastic wrapper, and that shows me that it needs to be charged. I generally get through 2, sometimes 3 batteries on a day shooting. So next into the bag goes a power bank. This one's made by Anker and I've had it for several years now. Works well and has enough capacity to charge my phone and recharge my battery or 2. With that, I obviously need to make sure that it's compatible whatever it is I want to charge. So I take this small battery charger, which is USB-C compatible. I really don't want to have to stop shooting while I'm out with my camera while it charges. So this way I can have the battery pack, power pack, attached to the charger here with a battery in it, all inside the bag while I carry on shooting. A lens cloth is a pretty essential item. I like these big 10 by 10 inch cloths from Spuds. I've got fairly large hands, so holding this out flat in my hands means I can get purchase on the lens or the camera, or whatever it is I'm wiping down on a wet day, dusty day, or a day by the sea when the spray is coming in, anything like that. These are really handy, so I always pack one of these in the bag. It's one of those things that I always seem to misplace, and I end up buying another one from the shop and then discover I've got 15 of them at home. They're not expensive, but mostly when I'm out shooting I have it in my pocket because I'm reaching for it so often. As well as the lens cloth, and I've got others of them here, including some of these that those of you who wear spectacles will have in your glasses cases. But as well as the lens cloth, I always take a bundle of lens wipes. These tend to float around loose in the top of my bag in a pocket, and they're great for smudgy fingerprints or gunk on the lens. These are from a box of Zeiss lens wipes. I think there are 200, 250 in a box, so they last a few years, and they're also good for cleaning my glasses. That's probably what I'd call my fairly essential kit. I wouldn't really want to do a street photography day without these things. Something else I do like to take with me is a handful of business cards. These are great in lots of situations. It's always good to meet other photographers on the street, and giving them my card with quick links, and if you can see that, with quick links to my social media is a really fast and effective way of making contact. Other times somebody might ask about your work or what it is that you do, and being able to give them a card explains it really well. Added to that, these cards from moo.com allow you to have a different image on the back, so it becomes a mini gallery or a portfolio in your pocket, and you can allow people to choose their favourite image to take away with them. Sometimes I leave half a dozen in a cafe, and my local barber has a stash of them on the counter. In a tight situation where you've been challenged about your photography, the business card might just be your get out of free card, might just get out of jail free card. It might just help legitimise what you do. Or if somebody has asked you about taking their photo, by giving them a card, they can then contact you for a copy of the image. They're not expensive, but they're a really nice little extra. So those go into the bag. Usually in the front, somewhere where I can reach them pretty quickly, because if somebody is asking you about what you do and you're trying to give them your details, you don't want to be spending ages faffing around in the bowels of your bag. So front pocket. If I was super sensible, I would also carry a spare SD card or two. I think if I was going somewhere really remote where there wasn't a camera shop, I would. I know when I was in Chicago last summer, hey, you can't get more remote than Chicago, can you? I seem to have a wallet with a ridiculous number of spare SD cards in it. No idea why. I usually pick a fast SD card and I go for 128 gigabytes. I'll be super sensible and pop that in the bag. You know what these are? I always have a bunch of these silica gel sachets lurking around in the bottom of my bags. You know, the kind of things that you always find in any packaging for any tech products. Don't chuck them out. Chuck them in your camera bag. When your gear has got damp, these will really help it to dry out. Next up, one of these. On a photo walk, I don't really want to be going shopping. Despite that, I always keep a small pack-up bag tucked in one of the pockets. This is a Peak Design tote bag, which folds up nice and small. It's like one of those Pack-A-Mac coats you used to have as a kid, where it folds inside itself. And it expands in case an unexpected purchase jumps out and grabs me. More often than not, that tends to be a sandwich, a bag of crisps and a smoothie from the supermarket before I hop on the train. But it saves me from spilling smoothie and sweet chili crisps into my camera bag. So all of this really brings me onto the little handy extras. Often the biggest challenge on a photo walk is simply keeping going. And an important part for me is the coffee stop, where I'll find a good cafe, sit down, camera in hand, and watch the world go by for half an hour. But sometimes I want to keep going even though my energy is flagging, and it's really important to me that I keep my blood sugar levels up. So I'll carry a couple or three of cereal bars like these from Naked, or this Fulfill bar, and I stick them inside the pocket there. They go in the back pocket. Then in the thin pocket inside the lid, I'll pop these things. Some hand sanitizer. It's a throwback to shooting in lockdown really, but more for mucky post-lunch carnage than COVID protection these days. So I'll pop that in. And pain relief, paracetamol, ibuprofen, whatever floats your boat. A few of those. and I was surprised to find a couple of plasters or Band-Aid hanging out in my bag, but probably makes good sense. Perhaps my wife snuck them in there for me. Headphones always come with me. Not that I ever wear them when I'm shooting, I don't. They just come along for the ride, literally. I like them on the train to get a vibe going, to get me in the mood, to psych me up for the hustle and bustle of the street. I even have a playlist to help. But as soon as I lift my camera to my eye, I don't want any distractions. I need to hear what's around me. I need to pick up on what's going on. So as much as music soundtracks much of my life, on the street, it takes me away from what I want to focus on. So the headphones go back in the bag. Taking everything out and talking about it one by one makes it feel like an awful lot. The truth is, it doesn't weigh much, and if it did, I probably wouldn't take it. It's really important to me to be comfortable on a photo walk. If you're not comfortable, you'll only end up going home, and we all know how many street photographs you'll take there. I hope you found this useful. If there's anything that you can think of that I should add to my bag, I'd love to hear from you. And if you've enjoyed this video, please do like and subscribe. It really helps. Until next time, take care.